Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Barcode and ViBE on Newkirk Precinct. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is ViBE from Root Gaming. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Barcode, who is also puCK, who is also from Root Gaming. So we got puCK versus ViBE here for today on the channel. Welcome aboard, fans of puCK. Welcome aboard, fans of ViBE. This should be a very excellent ladder match between these two players. Although it could be a practice match because they're both in the same clan and same esports organization. Not entirely sure. All right, so probe scouting from puCK. And looks like ViBE is going for hatch first, which is pretty standard these days versus Protoss. There's really no way that Protoss can punish a spawning pool first. Oh, the probe gets there just in the nick of time to block the expansion from going down. ViBE says, I'm going to use my micro to try to take down your probe. Threw down a pylon. So tries to move up to another location to chuck down his natural base. Probably down here, yes indeed. To the left of the natural. puCK just trying to delay things a little bit. He doesn't want to stop it forever. Just delay, get a scout off, see if there's a pool coming in. Does not see a pool. Oh, ViBE did not go for pool. As soon as this hatchery was denied. He instead waited. He waited for it, went for the hatch, so he's going to be slowed down just a little bit. Was exactly what puCK was going for in that situation. Nexus immediately coming up. Warping in for puCK back home at his natural base location. Cybernetics core coming in next of all as soon as he gets that 150. And come on, puCK. There we go. A little distracted by something, and then the assimilator is next. And then from here is where things get interesting, where we start to see Twilight Councils and Stargates and robotics facilities, and the choices are endless for the Protoss player. And by endless, I mean not endless, but there are many. There are many choices. The extractor on the way, pool about to complete here. So Speedling's not going to be a thing for a while, as this extractor's not done and the pool just popped. Does he saturate it immediately? Yes, indeed, ViBE does. Saturate it immediately here. Overlord scouting this natural base location. If there are any cannons coming up here, he will see them, and there are not. There are not. Barcode puCK wants to see when this natural base will actually be taken with a third hatchery, and the answer is ViBE is showing no interest in doing this. So this tells puCK to expect some aggression soon, as obviously the Protoss player has a base up for himself, an expansion. Either the Zerg player wants to go 2 base on this thing and try to take him out, or go for 3 base and keep ahead in the macro game. And right now, ViBE shows really no interest in going for a 3rd base at this point, almost 3 minutes into the game. He is sending a drone up now, possibly expanding at this point. Where is this drone going? No, it's just transferring over. Just transferring right on over. Oh, wait, made a juke. Juke's back. And is throwing down a natural hatcher. We're going to call this the natural, and this the 3rd from now on, just because I will get confused otherwise. Lings moving out. Nope, just playing defense. 4 slow Lings here at the 3rd base for ViBE. And what's coming out to try to kill things? An Adept. Obviously, it's an Adept. It's always an Adept. Adept does finish your psionic transfer. Do not get surrounded. Do not get surrounded. Pinned in just a little bit here, but good micro from puCK, keeping this Adept alive. Does avoid the full surround from the slow Lings and psionic transfers. Oh, did she die? Oh, she did die. Oh, I thought she was going to live. She made it to the very end of that timer, but she is now showing up on that unit's loss tab. Bummer. Bummer for that Adept. What do we got? Oh, immediate Dark Shrine coming in for puCK, along with a Twilight Council. So usually we see Dark Shrine combined with Robotics Facility, and we do. Okay, so all 3. Basically, all 3 things is what we're seeing here. Twilight Council and a Dark Shrine, which is required. The Twilight Council for the Dark Shrine, that is. And Robotics Facility, and a... There we go, for the Warp Prism type action. So Archon drops should be the thing here for puCK. Some slow Lings get in for a scout. That can't happen. That cannot happen. Oh, the Ling gets a perfect scout of that Dark Shrine as well as the Twilight Council. His friend meets him at the back, and they say, we're going to go down, taking down a Stalker. We can get you, Stalker. The Stalker says, no, you can't. I'm not even going to micro. I'm going to kill both of you. Nice job. Nicely done, Stalker, with 4 kills. The Stalker killed every one of those Lings. Nicely done. Speedlings now at the front. Oh, no, puCK. puCK has a single Zealot holding this line, and oh, Probe says, sorry, Zealot, you're on your own, walling off with yet another gateway behind him. The Zealot going to try to hold as long as he can here. He's well placed. He's got 5 kills. Only 1 Ling can attack him at a time. Stalker trying to assist his friend. Zealot ends up dead. Ling's trying to take down the Robotics Facility, but no. Sentries come out, throw force fields, and shove those Lings away. You can force field your own buildings like this to disallow Lings from attacking them. It's a pretty brilliant move. Actually, going back for it, though, is ViBE with these Lings. A steady stream of Lings coming across the field. Oh, the Robotics Facility does go down. Eightlings and Mortlings in production. Gateway trying to come up. Speedlings just very angrily chewing on this gateway, trying to get rid of these zealots that are warping in as well. 3 zealots, but they are dying very quickly to the innumerable horde of Zerglings here. There are 27 Zerglings on the field. It's 43 to 28 harvesters. puCK is up, and it doesn't really matter when there's so many Lings inside your base. Lings going after the sentries, but no retreating. A DT warps in. A DT warps in. Speaking of DTs, another DT warps in here at the third base. Queen's trying to take out that. Oh, they get the warp prism. A DT is loose inside the third base, but there's a spore crawler here. Detection available. Lings finishing off that DT, and ViBE stays alive. So let's see how much damage he actually did. Resources lost about 1,500 for the Protoss player, about 1,300 for the Zerg player. So I don't know, 47 to 37 harvesters. puCK is up very nicely. He is absolutely walling off and going for a third base of his own, but there are Lings on the field. The Lings running right on into this third base. To the right of puCK's natural, getting almost a full surround. There's the cancel on both pylons and the Nexus. Lings trying to get up and see what more damage they can do. Archon's Sentry, good combination against Lings. Force field around that Archon, keep him alive. And he can do a lot of damage, but drop lord action from ViBE, immediately dropping some Lings into the main base. The other ones going for the front door, or just denying the third is what they're doing. Lings going right into this mineral line, going after the probes. There's nobody here to stop this. A slow warping of a zealot. Oh no, gets killed before he even finishes warping, and another zealot is here. The probes are trying to assist, but there are so many Lings at this location. More Lings getting dropped in here from the drop lord, getting a surround on a sentry. One sentry dies, another one possibly going to die here as well. Running, pulling back for no, gets picked anyway. puCK's micro is not enough. The Lings do get cleared out of that natural or that main base. And from the third base here, 11 kills on that Archon, but that is 8 dead probes. It is now 44 to 40 total harvesters. ViBE's Ling aggression has been absolutely insanely effective to this point. However, I always say this, after early intense aggression from your opposing player, if you are alive, you're probably ahead. And he is. Look, puCK, 46 to 40 total harvesters. He's getting a third base up before the Zerg player is going for a fourth base of his own. It's just Lings for ViBE. The longer he stays on Lings, the worse of a chance he has to win this game, as a lot of the tier 3 stuff that puCK is working for is good against Lings. He's got Archons, Sentries, great against Lings as well, force fielding them away, getting Zealots, getting an upgrade of +1 for those Zealots as well, so they will in fact 2-shot the Lings instead of 3-shotting them. And Lings trying to get a surround on an Archon, get inside. No, Bob the Zealot holding the line there. Excellent job there, Bob the Zealot. And Lings getting caught by a force field and murdered as well. So Archon there with 5 kills. Archon 15 kills. Archon 9 kills. Archon's killing it. Ho, ho, ho. Right now, we've got 90 dead Lings. 90 dead Zerglings. puCK, now it's time to push, he says. Probably our opponent is droning up, but no, 18 Lings and 9 Roaches on the way for ViBE. He is not droning up. This might not go well for puCK. That's a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff. A lot of queens, too. Look at that queen count. There are 8 queens on the field. 8 queens with those Roach numbers and those Ling numbers. puCK wants nothing. Absolutely nothing to do with that. He decides to head on back home. Sentries trying to force field some of these queens away. Not really the greatest force fields of all time, but Zealots right on top of these queens where they want to be. Transfuses trying to keep these queens alive. Archon's doing so much damage to them. The Lings running in now that the force fields are gone, trying to go for some of that Archon micro is puCK, but there are too many queens, too many Roaches remaining. The Zealots are not as effective against the Roach as they are against the Zergling. Small group of Lings getting a little bit overeager, does get burned alive by these Archons who are still alive. 16 kills, 20 kills, 9 kills. This one just showed up to the party, so he has 0. And a fourth base now coming in for ViBE. Alright, so ViBE in production, 16 more Lings, getting +2 melee attack, getting Glial Reconstitution for his Roaches, getting an Infestation Pit as well. +1 attack is completed for these Archons. 39 damage versus everything biological. Splash, mind you, for puCK here, going right after these queens, going after their Roaches as well. And Overseer ends up getting killed. Possibly you could warp in a DT here and have some good effect. Look at this Archon micro. Lings coming from the backside, though, trying to kill these Archons. One does get saved. Oh, gets saved at the last second by the pickup by puCK. Absolutely brilliant play. Just gorgeous play. And suddenly puCK in a very strong position. ViBE's trying to go for that Infestation Pit. All he can make is Lings and Roaches right now. And again, not great against Archons and Zealots. The Zealots do not have charge, which is a problem. Force fields keeping the Roaches from retreating. Bam, bam, bam. Immediately killed are 5 or 6 of those Roaches. The third base under direct assault. This is not where you want a Protoss army if you're a Zerg player sitting right in front of your third. Lings, Roaches trying to come in, and Immortal joining the party for puCK, and not a moment too soon. Doing that extra damage against the Roaches. ViBE does not like what he sees there. The Archons say, if Roaches, if you want to abandon ship, we'll take down your third base. If you want to give it to us, absolutely no problemo. The third base explodes in a shower of blood. A small group of Roaches, very low on HP, getting taken out as well. Archon in the front, 30 kills on that Archon, 15 kills, 34 kills, 12 kills. The Archon's just absolutely having a field day with these biological units. 21 kills. Did he die to get picked up? I think he got killed. Archon actually died there. A DT taking care of ViBE's fourth base at the same time and just slowly, methodically moving forward. He has an observer back here. He could be killing creep tumors, but instead the observer's a little bit off the creep, not coming with the rest of this army. I'm not sure why. puCK probably just forgot about it. Honestly, he says, Roaches, if you want to keep running away from me on the creep, I will send some units into your natural and see if I can kill you that way. Again, the Roaches do have better speed, especially with Glial 1 Constitution and on creep. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. You're setting up on the ramp, and that's it. A good game out of ViBE. ViBE is defeated, and puCK is victorious. Woo! That was a good game by puCK. Holy cow. Weathered the early Ling Storm at his front door, weathered losing his robotics facility, weathered the Ling drops inside his main, weathered the loss of 8 probes. 8 probes in the early game, having to cancel his third Nexus as well in the face of the overwhelming aggression out of ViBE. But you know what? Stayed patient, stayed steady, made Archon Zealot with Warp Prism for pickup micro on those Archons, which again was beautiful to see from puCK. Started making Immortals as soon as he could, and Immortal ends up with 7 kills, 19 kills, 12 kills, 36 kills, 2 kills on these Archons. Units lost tab, 42 Roaches, 160 Lings, in exchange for 24 Zealots, 2 Archons, a DT, an Adept, a Warp Prism, and 4 Sentries. That was it. Resources lost tab really telling the tale here as well. About 5,500 resources lost for the Protoss, but about 1,200 lost, no, 1,200, 12,000, sorry, lost for the Zerg and 17 drones. Yes, efficient Protoss play like you Protoss fans like to see. All right, so this is going to be a sneaky twofer from puCK. Coming up next, another PvZ featuring our Protoss player from Root. We'll see how he does in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to this twofer starring puCK from Root Gaming. This is going to be a game between puCK and Daeon on Abyssal Reef, the Ladder Edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Daeon. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is puCK. All right, so I did do some Googling about Daeon here to see if I could figure out anything about him. I can see some references to him as a pro-Korean player back in 2011, but nothing recent. Liquipedia has no pages on this guy whatsoever. He does have games played on the Korean ladder, though, and he is definitely playing on the GM ladder as well. So he's got to be at least equal to the talent of puCK based on the fact that they match each other with the MMR rating system that we have. So I do expect to see some good work out of Daeon here. I don't expect this to be an easy game for puCK by any means, and we'll have to see exactly how he does in this second ZVP that we see out of the player today. Going for the hatch first is Daeon. Again, no surprise, looking for the probe scout for puCK. Not able to block this hatch. I'm not sure if he even tried. Actually, you probably saw on the minimap whether he tried or not. Now going for the mineral harassment. Oh, stealing minerals. Now getting some zaps off, recognizing the extractor play. Extractor before pool, which means no early slow ling attacks, but speedlings will be a problem a little bit sooner than they otherwise would be. Barcode puCK going for that gateway. Next up, I would not be surprised to see a Nexus out of him, and indeed, probe coming down, taking that sharp left, and Nexus. Is enough for a Nexus. Time for a Nexus. Ready to do the Nexus. There's the Nexus. There's the Nexus. And then the second assimilator soon after that. In game one, it looks like he waited for a probe to come out and use that to make an assimilator. But instead, he's just kind of hanging out here. Oh, I guess that we did forget about the orbital command, the cybernetics core. Cyber core there. And there's the assimilator. Okay. See, my Protoss build orders are not as solid as they probably should be. If I were to play Protoss, I'd probably mess that up on ladder, even at my lowly level of StarCraft 2. Whoosh. Alright, so second hatch popping. And again, this is Abyssal Reef. It's kind of an underwater map, which, I don't know, don't think about it too hard, but stuff instead of falling down falls up. So all the goop from that hatchery went up into the sky instead of falling to the ground. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that is just, it never ceases to make me giggle. At least at this stage. I might get sick of it or just bored with it later on, but for now it is an endless entertainment. What do we got here? We have a Stalker coming in first, not an Adept. out of puCK. Interestingly enough, Warp Gate research coming in here as well. Third hatch under construction for Dan just to the north of his main base. See, this is not like that Into the Void game where the dude went mass spine crawler and took expansions in all the weird places. If you haven't seen that game, look for it on my channel. It's a recent Into the Void. In the description, I said it's spine crawler is what it is. So you might be interested in watching that one on Abyssal Reef if you missed it. Stalker coming in, trying to kill this Sloverlord. Dan desperately microing the Sloverlord to try to keep him alive. No, the Stalker juked him. The Stalker juked him. Going to come around this downside. No, he's still alive, though. I don't know if the Stalker can kill him by himself. With a friend, possibly he could pull it off. Anyway, puCK is going for a robotics facility. Speed coming in for Dan at the 3 minute and 16-second mark. And another Dark Shrine coming in for Barcode puCK. So likely going to be for Archons. Look at this micro. This is actually it's a game of hide and seek here with our Red Overlord, and Speedlings come in. 2 Speedlings, maybe trying to mess with this Stalker a little bit, at least forcing him back. Forcing him back just a little bit anyway, and the Sloverlord does survive. Good job keeping him alive there, Dan. Excellent job. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm offending everybody who's a huge Daeon fan by saying it incorrectly, but that's what I've got. Roach Warren, Evolution Chamber, morphing on in for Daeon back at the natural base. Third base has finished. It is completed. It is 36, 37, 39 to 35 harvesters. Daeon is macroing pretty hard right now with that 5 drones at a time coming on in. Bob the Zealot holding the line. Again, little nod to Life's a Glitch TV. I think they're still casting stuff. I think they're doing like Will Cheese Fail compilations and whatnot, which good for them. They are a very fun watch for sure. Meanwhile, Robotics Facility is making a Warp Prism, so not much too different here from puCK in this game. A much different strategy, though, out of Dan, going for the macro-style play instead of the 2-base crazy aggression that ViBE went for in game number 1 here. That is for sure very different styles, but again, it might give puCK some problems, this. I think this style that Dan is doing is better suited for this Archon, Warp Prism, Oracle stuff that puCK is going for. Allows him to have bigger armies. He will, again, take the hits because Archons and Immortals are good against Roachling. But perhaps get some Ravagers mixed in. Ravagers would be good against this composition with their extra range against Archons, their Corrosive Bile ability against Archons, and the fact that they don't take extra damage from Immortals. puCK going for a third base of his own just south of his main base, following the same expansion pattern that Daeon is. And what do we got here? Oh, it's a warping of Archons here just outside the third base of Dan. Let's see what they can do. Let's see if they can get some damage done. We'll go ahead and follow them and zoom out just a little bit here. Is that a Overseer? Overseer moving in to scout out what is going on inside puCK's base. Doesn't see a whole lot. Doesn't see a whole lot, but Warp Prism landing. A bunch of Lings and Roaches are here, though. Again, Archon's getting a couple shots off and then forced to retreat, taking too much damage, but again, getting some Ling kills on in there. 6 dead Lings, to be exact. I'm not sure how many actually died up here at the front door of puCK's natural, but I assume maybe a couple did. Maybe one did. Robotics Bay on the way from puCK, either for Colossus or for Disruptor. I do not know. But again, both players being far less aggressive than we saw in game number 1. The different styles could not be more evident. Archons killing creep tumors with the Observer support here, just making sure the creep spread doesn't get too out of control. Overseer here with the Roach group, just making sure that no DTs are here as well. They can't do anything about the Observer just because they can't shoot up, as it turns out. Dan losing that Overseer that was scouting and actually getting supply blocked there just a little bit here. What is... Oh, there's a Queen. There's a Queen involved, but too far away from the Warp Prism right now. Got a couple shots off, but that was about it as far as that action goes. Third base about to complete for puCK. He's been doing a good job keeping the Zerg player pinned inside his base while these Archons are going to town. Killing a Changeling there, getting a shot off, picking up, and look at that, the shadow of a shark moving across the map here. You can't see it. Archons, again, trying to do what they can to kill as many Roaches as possible. They've killed 2 Overseers, and that's it. No Roaches have died, which is a testament to Daeon's micro here. Daeon's micro, not Daeon. Daeon's micro, getting Blink for his Stalkers, now Disruptors, the tech of choice out of puCK. We'll see how well he can make that thing work. His Archon Harass has been good for harassment. Hasn't killed much, but he has been able to keep in the macro game while doing it at 62 to 65 Harvesters. The Zerg player happy about that. 4th hatchery under construction by Daeon just north of his natural. Spore Crawler Queen combination enough to shove that Warp Prism away from the natural base. And we do have +1 missile attack being researched by the Zerg player as well. Roaches and Lings sneaking up one of these attack paths along the north. Maybe going to try to see if they can take down a base. possibly take down a Nexus, maybe pick off some reinforcing units, checking for additional bases that his opponent might be going for. Just keep them active. Keep your units active, especially those Lings. Another Overlord going to get killed here, unless it is saved by the Lings that are nearby. No, sorry, Slow Overlord. No one cares about you. Archon has 7 kills. How does he have 7 kills? I guess Creep Tumors, Overseers, Lings add up. Add up over time. Dan getting both sides around these rocks to knock them down. Warp Prism here saying, what up, people? I just saw what you did. Just saw what you did. Gonna drop you. Get some shots off. Try to kill some things. Pretty good micro. Again, puCK's been working on this. I can tell. Been working on his Warp Prism micro and getting very, very good at it indeed. Big old Stalker, Immortal Sentry Army moving up as well. Purification Nova catching a big-time hit on those roaches and those Hydralisks. Oh, Disruptor gets killed. Corpse gets sent into the sky, as this again is Abyssal Reef. I did not notice that Hydralisk den coming up, but Dan has Hydralisks now. Surprise. A Spire and a Hive coming in as well, with 8 Lurkers now morphing in. Definitely going for them. Lurkers is Dan. Immortals and Disruptors both good against Lurkers in the hands of a capable Protoss player, as puCK happens to be. Barcode. puCK taking a 4th base to the bottom and the right of his 3rd Ling counterattack, trying to come on in and force a cancel on that base. There are no units here to really stop this from happening. And there's the cancel. And the probe dies as well, and possibly going to lose a Disruptor at the same time, but it does manage to escape. The 3rd base now under direct assault. There's a Photon Cannon. Photon Overcharge is available. There's the Photon Overcharge coming on up, trying to kill these Lings. Double Photon, triple Photon Overcharge. Is it enough to destroy them? And I think that it actually may be. They will take a few probes with them. Oh no, depowering the cannon as well. That was a big stinking deal. Mothership Core does have 5 kills. And the probes just going about it. DT warping into assist as well. Does manage to save it. 13 kills on that DT here at the 3rd base. But big army here from puCK moving on in. Trying to see what it can do against this Ling, Roach, Lurker composition. Purification Nova goes in, gets dodged. Creep Tumor gets picked off there as well. Lings surround on the Archons and the Stalkers. Disruptor getting targeted as well. Does end up exploding there. Lings on top of everything. Force fields keeping stuff away. There are just so many Zerglings here. The Stalkers want nothing to do with them. The Archon wants to sit in the back with 37 shields, remaining 16 kills, but does get killed. Left in the front a little bit too long there. Warp Prism did not pick it up, but Stalkers, all that we have left, Stalkers are not great against Lings, Hydras, and Roaches, or Lurkers, as it turns out. Disruptor does sit here with the party. Maybe he got picked up by the Warp Prism there. Seems possible. 182 to 123 total supply. And Barcode puCK moving back a little bit, reestablishing that 4th base, pulling back to defend it, as a 5th base is done now for Dan, just to the left of his natural, and a Greater Spire coming in for the Zerg player as well. +2 missile attack, getting muscular augments for them Hydras. Rocks are protecting the 4th base to some extent here for puCK. Changelings getting murdered, just checking to see, but they did manage to see that the 4th base was under construction. That's all the information that they needed. Warp Prism moving on out. 1 Disruptor in it, trying to get some shots off on these Hydras. They do so much damage versus Hydras, but again, Hydras can shoot back against this Warp Prism shenaniganry that we have out of puCK right now. Purification Nova hiding behind these ferns, trying to possibly get a shot off, and does kill a single Hydra while getting beat on by those Lings, but still, anything you can do is thin out this horde. You're going to want to do it. More Disruptor production on the way from puCK. We got a single Mutalisk coming in, and the Greater Spire is about to complete. Does he have any Corruptors? No. No Corruptors, which I find odd. +3 missile attack, Adrenal Glands on the way. Dan has been allowed to do pretty much whatever he wants. He's lost 3 drones, which is just not enough. It is not enough to kill 3 drones against a solid, excellent Zerg player as Dan is. Knocking down his own protective rocks. Here is puCK, I suppose he wants to be able to attack from this angle, but sneaking up this left side is Dan. He's got Lurkers coming. He's got Hydras coming. He's burrowing the Lurkers in their very strategic positions and do not come through there. Purification Nova trying to kill a Lurker. Just kill a Lurker. Look at that corpse fly. And high ground play here from the Stalkers, but Lurkers burrowing on the low ground. Can't attack up that way because the Observer is spotting that Lings running on into that 3rd base. Purification Nova weakening a couple Lurkers. Does not actually kill them, though. Purification Nova Photon Overcharge trying to kill the Lings here at the 3rd base. Again, Observer providing this high ground vision. You gotta kill the Observer, you guys. Another Lurker corpse floating to the sky. Stalker corpse doing the same thing. Disruptors coming along this side, sending a lot of Novas in right on top of these Lurkers. And bam, killing a couple Hydras at the same time. Another Purification Nova coming in and catching a Lurker, weakening it down below 150% health. 7 Corruptors on the way for Dan, though. He's doing a very good job transitioning into Greater Spire right about now. We got Stalkers +1 attack, Archons as well. Lurker Hydra still threatening this 4th base though, but Dan is pulling back. Just a little bit. Pulling his Lurkers back to a more defensible position. Purification Nova coming on in. I'd love to see some Immortal production out of puCK here, but instead it looks like he's just going for Disruptors, which can be good, except for the fact there are 7 Broodlords on the way. Nice Disruptor hit, though. Purification Nova killing several Hydras. Again, their corpses flying off into the sky. It's like Blizzard implemented that bug where sometimes Ling corpses do that when they get hit by Spine Crawlers, and it's for all units now, which is fun. 160 dead Lings, 12 dead Hydralisks, 8 dead Roaches, and 7 dead Lurkers for 20 Stalkers, 2 Disruptors, 2 Archons, an Immortal, and a Zealot. What is going on over here? Couple Mutas harassing stuff in the main base, like 2 exactly. Photon Overcharge does clear them out. That is the weirdest Muta harass I've ever seen. I'm not sure if they actually did anything whatsoever. Disruptors, again, great against Lurkers because they cannot move, killing yet another one. Ling's trying to come in to deal with this, but Stalkers say no. Archons say absolutely not, but the Broodlords are here. I don't know what puCK has to deal with this, except for a ton of Blink Stalkers with +2 attack. You got to blink under there, or you cannot just run. There it is, the blink forward, going for it. Purification Novas have to kill these Hydras, have to kill these Lurkers as well. Pulling back now is puCK. You can't do it. You can't pull back. Nova coming in, killing a couple Hydralisks. The splits haven't been amazing out of Dan, but I'm not sure that it matters. His macro has been excellent here as well. The Broodlords, there are still several alive. Okay, 3 of them alive, which is a lower number than I expected. Small group of Roaches and Hydras here trying to kill this 4th base. No! DTs! 4 DTs on the ground, chasing everybody away as there's not an Overseer with this army for Dan. Holy shamoly. DTs going after Lurkers. Again, blinking to take down the Broodlords. Need to kill those first of all, but so many Broodlings are killing the Stalkers, and that's it. A good game out of puCK. puCK is defeated, and Dan is victorious. Woo! That right there was an intense ZVP. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like puCK got taken by surprise with those Broodlords just a little bit. And again, it's just difficult to blink under those Broodlords when there are Hydralisks and Roaches and Lurkers just waiting for you to do it. Look at these Lurkers just waiting for the Stalkers to get close enough to hit. Did his best from the range that he had. Lost a lot of Stalkers there. 54 dead Stalkers when all was said and done. 5 Broodlords did get killed, but there were still 2. Still 2, and it was 176 to 106 total supply. Resources lost tab, 17,000 lost for the Protoss, and around 17,000 lost for the Zerg as well. But again, Zerg can afford to do that. Zerg had several bases, had a 6th base coming up along this bottom left side, while the 4th base by puCK was a long time coming and really under assault the entire time it existed. So great job there by Dan, getting the win. puCK fighting hard, but couldn't quite pull it off. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.